Governor Ron DeSantis in the state of Florida is once again leading the charge on what is one of the most important issues to MAGA and the Republican Party. Ron DeSantis has led the state of Florida on almost every single issue, and mark my words, he's far from over as he is term limiting out on his governorship in the state of Florida. But listen to this clip on what he says in the stats he gives us as to what him and his administration have done as it relates to tackling the immigration issue.
Years ago, Democrats like Bill Clinton were signing tough legislation proposed by Republicans on illegal immigration. So this has been a big change, but it is definitely political. So what can you do at the state level? When Joe Biden opened the border, I was the first governor to send people to Texas to help
Hmm.
Governor Abbott and help the state of Texas fortify that border. And there was some success, but when the feds are releasing the people you catch, then it's not as successful as you would like. And so,
Exactly.
but we were there the whole time. Obviously, did the transport program to places like Martha's Vineyard, which highlighted this problem because there was a lot of liberal elites that wanted the border open. They just didn't want to have to deal with it. The minute they had to deal with it, then their tune changed. When President Trump got elected, this was, if not the number one, certainly one of the top two issues in the
Exactly.
election. But I also knew after 4 years of Biden, DHS was a shell of itself. They were not going to be able to do mass deportations immediately because they didn't have the funding, they didn't have the personnel. So I did a special session of the Florida legislature in
Hmm.
January of 2025, and we got legislation that mandates in Florida all state and local law enforcement to cooperate with DHS on deportations. And so the result of that is all the sheriff's departments in Florida have these 287G agreements with DHS. We have different places in the municipalities as well. If a mayor or a sheriff does not cooperate and they try to be sanctuary, I have the authority to remove them from office. And so what's the
That's
result of that
awesome.
been? As of today, almost half of all the immigration arrests done by state and local law enforcement across the country are in one state, the free state of Florida. So we're lapping the field in this, but part of it is we recognize that this is a team effort. You had to have all hands on deck, and left to their own devices. Even some, nominally Republican law enforcement folks, some of them don't want to be involved in immigration, right? There's just that they don't want to do it. We required it, and the results have been great.
They have been great. And mark my words that Ron DeSantis, his political career is far from over. In fact, I would argue it's just starting. The only question that any of us should ask is where is he going to go? I think there's a clear pathway into a SCOTUS vacancy, meaning the Supreme Court. I think there's a clear pathway, and pay attention here with Todd Blanche, who is the Attorney General interim since Pam Bondi left. I think Todd Blanche is going to have a hard time getting nominated, and I think somebody like Ron DeSantis would be an outstanding AG for the Trump administration. But let's pivot back to what the free state of Florida has done with this critical issue. There's no question, let there be none, that Ron DeSantis calling his special term and organizing him and his law enforcement agencies at the lowest to the highest levels and getting the message out that impeding immigration efforts and deportation efforts will lead to you getting fired has set the tone. And this is a tone, incidentally, that every single Republican governor should be copying. This is the winning way to tackle this issue. Ron DeSantis has basically given them a playbook. So why aren't they doing this? I have no idea. And my feeling just inherently is that it's because they don't care, as Ron DeSantis said, and they're scared of doing the decisive work that needs to be done to remedy this type of situation. So this leads us here with this question. Where is Ron DeSantis going to go come, just after January of this coming year as he terms out in the state of Florida as governor? His grades by Floridians overall have been across the board A's. He's done an outstanding job with this issue, with the pandemic issue, with our budget, with our growth, with, you name it, every single issue, emergency preparedness and emergency response. Those are things that Florida's always in the hot seat for. So, Ron DeSantis, the question I have of you is, where is he going to go next? Because he's not done. The second question is, why aren't the Republican governors doing this playbook that Ron DeSantis in the free state of Florida have given them? That's a question I think that needs some discussion amongst all of us that are interested, especially for those of you who live in Republican-led governor states where they have this issue of immigration and they're just too scared to tackle it. If you've yet to subscribe to the Chris Locke Show, please do so. We'd love to have you along for the ride, and we'll see you in the very next video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Chris Locke Show for the latest America First news, conservative commentary, and the stories that mainstream media refuses to cover. These two videos right up here, they're going to be next. Pick your favorite. I'll see you over there.